Hello, hello. It must be Wednesday at noontime as I'm here with my Facebook Live. And I'll give everybody a few minutes to come on. But basically what we have been doing this month is we have been using the Curvy Celebrations Suite. I have loved using this suite, and today, of course, I will be showcasing it for a while, but today I'm coming to you for the fourth Wednesday to share some more inspiration with you. So what I've done, these are what I have done in the past. So basically the first week, I showed you how to make this very sweet little, you're one in a million, because there are people who are one in a million and you just want to send a card to bless them. So I have pearls up here, colored this with our blends, and I used the designer paper that came in the suite, which is a classic Christmas 6x6. Next, the week after that, I showed you how to create one card in 3 different colors. So this paired up with the Poinsettia Petals bundle, which is in the holiday catalog, our mini catalog, which will be going out the very first part of January. So this I used it, and again, I'll review the suite in a minute, but I had the different designer papers, different colors, just great if you want to go with more of a cherry cobbler type Christmas, if you're a traditional real red, or even showing you how to make it into a non-Christmas card, one that you can say you're always grateful with this beautiful poinsettia. And then last week, let's see. Hello, Tracy. Hey, Vanita. Glad you can join me. We're going to keep creating today for lunch. But then last week, I did the Curvy Celebrations Americana card. And that hit home with a lot of people. That was a big hit because even myself, excuse me, I am in Chesapeake, Virginia, and we're right next to Norfolk, Virginia, which is a huge military town. And I've done videos on all the cards I just showed you. And this I have a video on too. It's Curvy Celebrations Americana style. So I've really had a great time with this suite. And today I'm going to create another special fold. Some fun things to do with it today. But first, let me review what the bundle is really quick. This part here, the Quite Curvy bundle, as of right now, you do have to buy these as a bundle, but the good part is you save 10%. This will carry over into the January to June mini catalog, but you get this beautiful stamp set, and then the dies are awesome because these dies frame the stamped images that you stamp, and then you have these beautiful curvy edges right here. So this will carry over into the new catalog. What will not carry over, but is available to January 3rd, is the Curvy Christmas stamp set. So this is a companion to the bundle, and I absolutely love it. And then what also will not carry over is the Classic Christmas 6x6 Designer Series paper. So you get all of these different styles, 8 styles in all, in 3 beautiful colors. In the Shaded Spruce, the Sahara Sand, the Cherry Cobbler, and the Whisper White. Hey, Lily, I'm glad you could see me live today. You all know, even if you didn't join me live, you can always come back and watch later, and I would greatly appreciate it. But I'm glad you're with me, Lily. So what I'm going to show you today on this card, Meg Lovin did a card in the Cherry Cobbler that was real similar to this. And I love it. Again, I love the curve. So this is May Your Days Be Merry and Bright. So this is just a standard card, fairly easy to do. But the more I kept looking at this, I was thinking, wow, I wish this part here was like a door that would open, the front of my card that would open. So I decided to do that. Plus, I also wanted to use these star dies that I have, which I'll show you in a minute. So now my card that looks like this and opens like this, now looks like this, but opens like this. And that's what I want to show you today, is how to do this cut in your card. Now the card I'll make is going to be a combination really of the two. This was easy to do. These were the stars, and if you don't have them yet, they're wonderful to have. It's called the Stitched Star Dies, and there are 23 dies in here. So it was so big, I didn't make my little sample that I normally do, but you can still see you have many beautiful stitched stars that all layer into each other. You have these little pieces which would go on the inserts of your star, and then this is always one of my favorites. This cuts out this beautiful piece like that, and there's so much you can do with that. So when I created the card and I put the gold foil stars on here, this is actually 2 pieces. So this would be one up until about, I think right here. And then this here, actually it's right there. That's one of them. And then I just trimmed down the other one to go like that. So let's create a card that is different in color, but totally combines these two. I don't even have it made yet because when I started making it, I smeared it and it got kind of crazy, and I said, you know what? We're going to go on a wing and a prayer today. I do that often, by the way, for many things in life. But here I have a piece of the Night of Navy, and this piece of cardstock is 5.5 by 4 1/4. Next I have a piece of Very Vanilla, and at first I was going to go with the Whisper White because it is white in the designer paper, but I don't have a problem with mixing up vanillas and white. And I really think having the vanilla softens it just a little bit. So this piece of cardstock is 10.5 by 4, and you're going to score it at 5 1/4. Next, I just have a piece of the classic Christmas designer paper, and this is 5 1/4 by 2 1/4. And then I have a strip of the gold foil that is 5 1/4 by 5/8. And just know this doesn't have to be exact. I did 5/8 because that's the strip I had. This could be 3/4 or whatever, so that you are more comfortable with the measurements. So I'll take these off. Those are all my measurements. And we are going to do some mystery stamping. We'll see what we get when we are done. So first, I'm going to take the 5 1/4 by 5/8 strip, and I will put this across my folded piece of Very Vanilla, like so. Then I'm going to take my piece here, and this was 5 1/4 by 2 1/4 of the Cherry Cobbler. I don't normally do that, but I really want the bottom to stick to the foil. So this I'm putting on here, and see, that's why that foil did not have to really be exact, because you are going to just put this wherever you want on there, because you just want some of that foil to show. You just want a strip of the foil to show. So I have this here. So now what we're going to do, this is where I'm going to want to cut my front. Like I said, this is the front of the card. So this is what I want to cut. So let me stand up. You always have to stand up when you're doing the Big Shot, or the die cutting machine, I should say. So I have my die cutting machine here. I am using the base plate. I am using the thin plate because I'm cut number 2. I'm cutting with the dies and then one of the acrylic plates. Now, as we talked about last week, whenever you cut, you just need to be sure, do you want the dots or do you not? So you always have to look where the cutting edge is. So if I wanted the dots to be at the top, my cutting edge would be at the top, so my dots would come through down on the paper. But I was afraid that might be a bit busy, so I'm going to turn it this way. See where my edge is? So when I cut it, my dots are on the top, and then I'm going to do away with that part. So I will put it on here, and then, as always, especially with something this long, I do like to grab my Post-it note. Put it in there. Okay. So I'll put this on here, put on my acrylic plate, and then I'm just going to put this through the die cutting machine. So again, I'm only cutting through the front. So then when I take this off, I have that there. So now you can take your paper trimmer. You can just take a pair of scissors, but I'm actually going to cut just on the fold of my card to snip that off. And usually when I do, I just trim it a little bit more because, you know, being the drafter, I just have to get that trim off, although I should leave well enough alone, especially when everyone's watching. Okay, so now I've got a good clear edge. So that is how you create this part of the fold. Very simple. So I will take my 5.5 by 4 1/4 piece of Night of Navy, and I'm going to tape this down because it's not like I have two sides of the paper now to, I don't have two sides of the paper that I can flip it over if it's not right. It's either I stamp it right or I don't. So here we go. So from here for the Christmas, the Curvy Christmas, I have my stars on here. And a lot of times what I do is even before I stamp it, I kind of make sure that it matches my curve. Because this is photopolymer, so you can bend it any way you want. It's such a flexible rubber. And depending on the angle that you cut your curve, it could, you know, could be different. So I am just going to ink up my stars in the Night of Navy. And with this closed, so I know where to stamp. And I'm not really worried about my edges so much. I guess I could have waited to tape it down. But I'm not too terribly worried about it because it is Night of Navy. And then I will take my cherry cobbler. Now this is where I messed up last time. I didn't let it dry for a second and it smeared. So let's hope I can make this card right. And here, I'm just going to put, may your days be merry and bright. You can see just how quick this card is coming together. So I have this here. So it opens like that. And then I can accent with some of the stars from the dies. So I have the gold foil, and I took, I guess this was one of the more medium stars. I went ahead and punched this out. I probably could just use one big one on here. But I am going to put this star here. Then I can take some of the smaller stars, and of course my mini dimensionals are perfect for this. Put one there. Let's get another stitch stars. I think Stampin' Up! Has really spoiled us on making so many of our shapes stitched. It adds so much. And it's beautiful. I remember back in the day we used to have a paper piercer. Take our paper piercer and do that. How crazy is that? And then, if I want, these were some of the smaller circles that actually, here's some glue dots, actually popped out from this guy. So let me take a couple of those. We're going to have all kinds of stars on our card. So I have this one. And I probably should stop there. Even though that is an odd number. I mean, even numbered, they say you should work in odd numbers. Let me see. Do I want one there? Let me see. You know, there's a fine line. Really is a fine line between too much and not enough. And I usually cross it. Oh, I like it there. Okay. So this one being so small, I think I will just take my, oops, I probably put too much. Usually have a much lighter hand. But I'm going to take this star and just put it over the top there. And that pretty much, hold on. That's sticking out a little bit. There. I'll give that a minute to dry, which is why I love the Tombow liquid glue, because it's tacky enough to hold it, and then when it dries, it's super, super strong. So that really came together pretty quick, don't you think? I have the card here. May your days be merry and bright. And again, my inspiration was from these two cards. From this one here. And again, this one I gold embossed. This is all on the front. So if you don't want to do the fancy cutting, you don't have to. And then, just like that. And this is if you want to get fancy and put these beautiful stars on here. So that is my inspiration for you today. Again, it seems like it's gone too quick. But with everything going on today, that's probably okay. I know I'm getting ready to run down to my mother's house. It is the day before Thanksgiving. And I will be helping my mother make her dressing and her turkey. You know, Thanksgiving dinners are great, but they can be a lot of work. So I definitely want to help her. So as this time of the year is here, I am thankful for all of my blessings. I am so thankful for all of you who watch my videos. I hope you will join me next week. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I believe it will be in December. And although we probably won't be creating with the Curvy Celebrations, we will definitely be creating something fun. Stampin' Up! Has the most amazing products. And if I can ever help you with any of those products, or you want to purchase something, please go to my blog, creatingwithcolleen.typepad.com. I would certainly appreciate your support. You can sign up for my newsletter there. And I did want to say, on the Curvy Celebrations, I do think it is a must-have suite. At the moment, it is on back order, but it is to be in next week. So they said the week of, the first week in December, it will be here. So you can either email me your order if you want any of these products, or simply wait till next week and you can order online. So until then, I pray that God blesses you all and keeps you safe. And again, thank you for joining me and supporting me and being one of my blessings. Take care and happy Thanksgiving.